Hi guys, it's Yogi here again. This is Introduction to Patterns in Algebra, Lesson 6. Today we are going to learn how to change a table of values, or how to find the rule if we are given a table of values. So let's start with something straightforward. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down the bottom we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now, before we find this particular rule, we need to know the standard form that all our rules are going to be in, and that is this bottom number b is equal to something, and we don't know what that something is, so I'll put a line there, multiplied by the top number a, and we'll put another gap at the end because we might have to add or subtract something to make our rule work. Okay, so that looks a little bit complex, but let's work through it slowly and you'll see what it all means. Okay, let's have a look here. We see we have the same gap between all our numbers, and it is 2 each time. So that 2 goes in front of our a. So far we have b equals 2 times a. So let's test our rule. Let's have a look up here. So if I do 2 times a, so 2 times 1, oh, that is equal to 2. That works. I do 2 times 2, oh, that is equal to 4. That also works. So I do not need to add anything. I can write plus 0, or I can leave this bit blank. And my rule is simply b equals 2 times a. Okay, let's just have another look at a similar question. We know that our standard form is b, because that's down the bottom, is equal to something times a, and we may need to add or subtract something on the end. Okay, so let's have a look at our gap once again. We can see the gap between the numbers is 5 each time. So let's put our 5 in here and see if our rule works. So we have a look and we see that 5 times 4 does equal 20, so it works there. 5 times 5 does equal 25, so it works there. And if you keep on going, it works all over this table. 5 times 8 does equal 40. Okay, so once again we can write plus 0 on the end, or we can leave that blank. And our rule is simply b equals 5 times a. Okay, here we have another equation, another table of values. Once again, let's write our standard form. B equals something times a, and a gap at the end, in case we need to add or subtract a number to make our formula work. We start by looking at the gaps. Oh, the gap is 1 each time, so I put a 1 there. So b equals 1 times a. Let's check it out. 1 times 1 is 1. Oh, that's not equal to 3. We need the bottom equal to 3. So we might need to add 2 to make that work. And let's test it for the next one. 1 times 2 is 2, but then if I plus 2, it equals 4, so that works. 1 times 3 is 3, plus 2 is 5, and if I keep going, I see that it works for each one. So my equation is b equals 1a plus 2, and an alternative way of writing that, we don't actually need the 1 because 1 times something is just itself, so I could write b equals a plus 2. Here is another table of values. Let's find the rule. starting with our basic template, b equals something times a, and a gap at the back in case we need to add or subtract something. Okay, let's have a look at the gaps. We can see that the gaps are the same each time, and they are equal to 3. So b equals 3 times a. 3 times 1 equals 3. That's not 2. We need the bottom equal to 2. So I need to take away 1 to make that work. Let's see if it works for the rest of them. 3 times 2 is 6, and if I take away 1, it's 5. 3 times 3 is 9, and if I take away 1, it's 8. And if I continue, I can see that it works for all of them. So my rule in this instance is b equals 3 times a minus 1. There are some harder questions right at the end of the worksheet. Here is an example of one. If we have a look at our gap between the numbers, we see that it is not equal. The first gap from 4 to 9 is 5, then from 9 to 16 it's 7, 16 to 25 it's 9, and 25 to 36 it's 11. Okay, this creates a bit of a problem for us. Okay, what we then need to do is have a look at our second difference, okay, which is the difference between the gaps. And between 5 and 7, the difference is 2. Between 7 and 9, the difference is 2. Between 9 and 11, the difference is 2. Okay, we can see that if we go down 2 levels, that the differences are the same. So what this means is that there is an x squared in there somewhere. Sorry, there is an a squared in there somewhere. So we need to take this first term and square it at some point. So let's have a look and see if it works. We have b is equal to a squared. 2 squared is 4. That is correct. 3 squared is 9. That is correct. 4 squared is 16, and so on. For this particular one, you do not need to add anything on the end, but there may be some where you may need to add or subtract a number on the end to make it work. Okay, that's all the example questions I have for you guys. You have enough information to do your worksheet. Good luck.